Hello everyone and welcome back to another CodeSTARS video. Today we are doing a Resident Evil 8 lore video. It's been about a week since the game came out. Was going to do videos on it sort of right away, but we wanted to really digest the game, sort of take it all in with multiple playthroughs, really go through the story a bit more before we decide to do any like explained videos and whatnot. And I feel like a week has given us enough time to do that basically. So the first video we have is probably one of the most interesting parts about the game, and it is the post-credits scene. There's a lot of talk about this. There's a lot of talk about different parts of this, but we're going to be talking about it overall. And one of the main conversations about it at the moment is like, is this a time jump? A lot of people are concerned, like ourselves included. I mean, me and Dave were both concerned at first, thinking, why are they jumping so far into the future? This is at least like maybe 14 years into the future, it looks like, judging by Rose's age.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, at the very least, like 14 years is what we initially thought. But we're going to be going a bit more into that and into a bit more detail as to why we think that's not the case, and that this is, in fact, Rose rapidly aging. We have quite a bit of evidence to support this. But first, just to refresh your memory, we will play the post-credit scene. So here it is.
Do you think the little boy will be able to touch the moon?
Nobody can touch the moon. It's too far away.
Wait, what if he has a rocket ship?
Okay, then you can touch it, but it'd be very, very cold.
You were being silly. I don't think the moon feels like a
I think it does. But if...
Hey, Dad. Happy birthday. Sorry I missed last week. I have a lot of tests coming up. You know how it is. Talk of the goddamn devil. Duty calls. I love you.
Yeah, I found her. Where else? Today of all days. We have a situation. You're needed, Evelyn.
Don't you ever call me that again.
Whoa, it's just a joke, Rose.
I can show you things even Chris doesn't know I can do.
We have a clear shot.
Stand down. I can handle it. She's just a kid.
Way to keep it together, Rose.
You're a lot like him, you know?
I know.
So as we saw there in that post-credit scene, we have Rose visiting her father's grave, and she talks about tests. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, okay, maybe she's going to college, like school, whatever. But then after, I was like discussing it with you more, wasn't I? We're talking about it.
Yeah.
And we come to the conclusion that, yeah, those are tests on her, because she carries the mold.
It's not the test we think it is, because at first I think everyone initially going into that thinks, oh, she's just in
like
school
a happy ending,
doing tests.
she's doing tests and stuff,
Yeah, like everything's normal. But the more you deep dive into that, she says something along the lines of, you know, how it is with tests and stuff like that. And then she says something like speaking of the devil when she notices presumably either a BSAA guard or one of Chris's men. I personally think one of Chris's men, but that's pure speculation. Yeah, one of the agents or whatever. Either way, she sees this person and then she's like speaking of the devil. So that immediately tells us that the previous line she said about the tests directly links to this guy. So she's being tested on, but what could she be tested on for? You know, she could be tested on for, because she has the mold in her blood, obviously. We know Rose is special. She possesses powers that we don't know. Chris don't even know. I think only she knows. But everyone knows that she's special. But what I think it is, and what I think these tests are, what we both think these tests are, is tests to see why she's rapidly aging. Yeah, because we do know from Evelyn in the previous game, Resident Evil 7, Evelyn rapidly aged. And to give more of a detailed explanation about this, on the wiki, it says that Evelyn was produced to take form of like a 10-year-old girl, but rather than have the E-type grow over the period of 10 years, they made genetic alterations to make sure that there was like rapid aging. And it says that she could age at the rate of 24 times the normal human rate. And yeah, bear in mind that Rose isn't Evelyn, so it's going to change. But the point is, with Rose being her successor, which is directly mentioned in Resident Evil Village, you can assume that something like that would carry over. Yeah. The aging and the rapid aging could definitely continue. We do know as well from Resident Evil 7 that there is a medicine that like halts the aging, but that's all there was, medicine to just basically stop it for a short period of time, not to permanently stop it. So I think long story short, what we think these tests are is to find out why Rose is aging rapidly so they can permanently stop that. You just got to think of it as well from like just a logical point of view with Capcom. Why would they jump at the very least 14 years into the future? You gotta keep in mind our characters are old as it is. You know what I mean? They're getting old. Chris is in his early 50s. Same with Leon. Same with Jill. Barry would be in like his 60s. You know, if you're gonna throw another 14 years on top of that, you're not gonna be seeing our characters for much longer. You know what I mean? Like they're all at such an old age at that point. It'd be so unrealistic, even from Resident Evil standards, to have characters that age still doing what they're doing. So I don't think Capcom would shoot themselves in the foot like that. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And there's just too much evidence in this game, and also in the post-credit scene, just by what Rose said and stuff like that, like we went over, that hints more towards it being a rapid aging thing and not a time jump.
Now, at the very start of the game, we find a file on Rose, and it says that her height is 24.53 inches, and her weight is 14.48 pounds. That is double the size of your average baby that's born. And also on the fridge, we have a half birthday for Rose. Now, something that we picked up on and we thought, well, that could just be a cute little family thing, but there's so much evidence going towards her rapidly aging and getting bigger.
Look, I don't know about you guys, but I have never known anyone on this earth to ever celebrate the half birthday of a kid, of a baby, of anyone. It's just not something you hear of.
Plus, there's also the diapers that are on the table in the front room of the house. And, Morgan, you've just seen that it says +3, right? And she's already grown out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try and get like a screenshot of the game because I just zoomed in with the photo mode, but you can see on the diapers, like the packaging of it, it says +3. At the bottom it says 6 to 11 kg. Now, you know, if you're going in depth with this, if you look at what sort of babies those diapers fit, they fit 1-year-olds. This directly backs up the point about the half birthday thing. If they're celebrating her half birthday as her first birthday, because she would be 1 year old, then, you know, as I said, this further backs up because these diapers are for 1-year-olds. And I know some people will be thinking we're reaching here, but honestly, I do not think we are. With Resident Evil 8, I think it's the most in-depth story. It's the most in-depth Resident Evil story we've ever got. I feel like Capcom have easily put the most depth into this Resident Evil story than they have any other Resident Evil story before. I feel like everything is placed for a certain reason. All of these things that Ethan's saying about outgrowing diapers and stuff like that, it all makes sense. You got to bear in mind, this is a 6-month-old baby that is outgrowing a 1-year-old's diapers. Like, that is just ridiculous. It's not impossible, as we said, but as we said, it just further backs up the point of her rapidly aging.
I love those little hints, though. You know, it's not telling you, but putting all this together, it makes the most sense. Like, she is rapidly... Yeah. Plus, I've seen a lot of people say, man, that's a big baby. Like, and it is. I think they've done it on purpose. Like, she is big.
It is a big baby. At first, you think it's sort of like maybe character design. Yeah. Because, you know, babies in video games always look kind of strange. They always do.
And I was thinking that at first when I first put the game on. Just like the half birthday thing, it didn't really click with me. I was like, well, that's probably just like a cute family thing they're doing. Like maybe they are just doing a half birthday or something. But you know, when you put all the stuff together, it's just odd. So it makes more sense that she is rapidly aging.
Exactly. And at the moment, like going through all the information we've gone through in this video, there's more evidence hinting towards it being a rapidly aging thing rather than a time jump thing. If you try and find evidence to it being an actual time jump, you won't find any. Like, whereas there's nothing disproving that, there's nothing showing that it is either. Whereas with the stuff we're providing in this video, I feel like that is actual evidence towards that. You know what I mean? I feel like there's more there to work with. And I just don't think Capcom would shoot themselves in the foot like that by aging all of our characters and the entire story by like 14 years at the very least. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It'd be if that is the case, it would be a very stupid idea from Capcom. I don't think anyone would like that because there's just no need for it. You're just, like I say, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. So yeah, that's what we think about this ending. That's about it for the video talking about Rose. This doesn't go into every sort of thing about the epilogue because you've obviously got you've got the separate stuff, which is the agent stuff. And whoever the guy is that walks in at the end towards the car, that's a separate video. This is more so about the Rose theory part, I guess, like the time jump stuff of the post credits that a lot of people seem to be talking about. We probably will do a video. In fact, we most definitely will do a video about like who the guy at the end could be, if it's nothing, if it is something, about the model that's used there, because I think that's sort of out in the open now that you know, PC models or whatever have gone out of bounds and seen that is Ethan's model. You know, we'll go into all that, whether we think that's a load of crap or whether we think it's Capcom did it on purpose and stuff like that. We will go into a separate video talking about that stuff. So yeah, with that being said, leave your thoughts down below in the comments and discuss it. Tell us if you think we're wrong, tell us if you think we're right, and what you think about the ending yourself. We will respond. The reason we didn't respond to the other comments on the other videos that are doing very well, by the way, so I appreciate every single one of you viewing that, but the reason we didn't respond to them is because shortly after we published that video, all those spoilers came out. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone who follows the Resident Evil 8 news knows of, just before the game was released, all the spoilers came out, and then the embargo was lifted and stuff. So we just avoided YouTube.
Yeah, there's so much out there.
Yeah, I didn't check comments. We didn't even bother doing any of the theory videos because we knew that you just get pricks trying to spoil it underneath for the sole purpose of trying to ruin the experience for you. So we didn't bother doing that. We had loads of videos planned. We had videos planned on like the old woman and stuff like that, and what her role was going to be in the game. We had stuff about the mirrors being covered in Ethan and Mia's house that we noticed in the trailer early on. No one seemed to notice, so we was going to go into that. So yeah, you can still expect a lot of lore videos. We're still standing by that. Got a bunch of videos to talk about. There is so much to talk about with RE8. It is such a great game. Even just giving our review and stuff like that. So many streams coming up. A lot to do with this channel. We've also made a Discord. We got a lot of request for a Discord that seems to be quite popular now, so we've made a CodeSTARS Discord. It will be in the description. Just click that link and go and join over there. I always have Discord open in the background at some point, so if there ever is something you want to ask us or just get a hold of us or just speak in general, that is the place to do it, at Discord. I feel like Discord's the best community for that, the best sort of like site for that. So yeah, if you got Discord and you fancy joining, click the link down below and go and join. Also in the description is our Twitter account. Don't forget to go and follow that. We post on there quite a lot. But yeah, enough rambling. Let's cut this video here. So leave your thoughts and opinions down below. But as for now, cheers for watching.